Okay, so basically, I was outside Diwali's corner store on my e-scooter, right? I parked it against the wall while I went up to grab a drink. Mr. Diwali had a big metal shelf unit sitting right next to the entrance, totally unsecured. The thing tipped over and landed right on my scooter. Snapped the stem, cracked the deck, and the throttle stopped working completely. That scooter cost me $650. He refused to pay for anything, saying it's not his problem. So, I filed a notice claim at the BC Provincial Court Registry. It cost me $100 to file. They served Mr. Diwali a copy. I'm claiming $580 in repairs. Let's go.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Patel.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. This is the Small Claims Court, Province of British Columbia. Today's matter is Thompson versus Dhaliwal. Plaintiff, please state your claim.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm Marcus Thompson. On April 12th, I parked my e-scooter outside Mr. Diwali's store. He had an unsecured metal shelving unit leaning against the wall right by the entrance. It fell over onto my scooter and wrecked it. My cause of action is negligence. As a business owner, Mr. Diwali had a duty of care to keep the area around his store responsibly safe. He didn't do that, and my property got damaged because of it.
Thank you. Defendant?
Your Honor, I'm the owner of Dhaliwal's Convenience. That shelf has been there for 2 years. Nobody's complained. I can't control where customers park their things. The fat boy left his scooter right there in the way. If anything, that's his fault for parking there.
Plaintiff, your evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. I have 3 things. First, photos I took right after it happened. You can see the shelf on top of the scooter, still on the ground. Second, a repair estimate from Capital Scooters for $580, because the stem and deck need replacing and the throttle assembly is shot. Third, my witness, Tyler, who was standing right there when it happened.
Witness, you may proceed.
So I was with Marcus, right? We rode together and everything. He parked his scooter like a foot away from the entrance, out of the way. The shelf was just leaning there. It wasn't bolted to anything. A lady walked out of the store, the door bumped the shelf, and the whole thing just tipped right out onto the scooter. Like it wasn't even close. Mr. Dhaliwal came out and kind of looked at it and went back outside.
That shelf was fine before. I don't know how stable it was that day. Maybe someone bumped it, but honestly, that scooter shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Was there any signage indicating where customers should or shouldn't park?
No, Your Honor.
And was the shelf bolted or secured to the wall in any way?
It was leaning against the wall.
There was no sign saying don't park there. I parked responsibly, and a heavy unsecured shelf outside a busy store entrance is exactly the kind of hazard a business owner should be dealing with.
All right, I've considered both sides carefully. Under BC law, specifically the principles established under occupiers' liability and negligence, a business owner owns a duty of care not just inside their premises, but in areas directly adjacent to their entrance that they control and use. An unsecured metal shelf unit placed near a high-traffic doorway is a foreseeable hazard. The defendant has confirmed it was not bolted or secured in any way, and there was no signage directing customers away from that area. The plaintiff has provided photographic evidence, a credible witness, and a repair estimate. The defendant has proved no counter evidence and has not demonstrated that the plaintiff acted unreasonably. I find in favor of the plaintiff. Mr. Dhaliwal, you are ordered to pay $580 in damages to Marcus Thompson. That is the civil remedy in this matter. Payment is due within 30 days. If payment is not made, the plaintiff may file for a certificate of judgment and pursue enforcement through the court. Court is adjourned.